Yeah, so I just wanted to ask Pauline if you can tell me a bit more about how your journey on Amazon started, how you ended up in the industry, and then I'm going to go with the other questions on the way.
Yeah, sure. So I've been in marketplaces and e-commerce for I think it's close to 12 or 13 years now. How I started, I was hired by a agency similar to what these guys are doing. So we were managing brands and marketplace accounts on behalf of the brands. So I've worked with several big names in different categories. That's consumer electronics, also fashion, home and garden, and a little bit of personal care. So you have the brands on my CV. So I've been with this agency for what is it? It was 5 or 6 years, different levels. So started as an account manager, then I was promoted into a senior enterprise account manager, where I work with the big names in terms of GMVs. That were accounts doing roughly 10 plus million per year. It was, and actually, I was not, it wasn't just Amazon. So I was also working with eBay, Larry Dude, Cdiscount, and a couple of other marketplace names. So from there, as the agency developed, so we got a technical department. So we started developing our own technology solution, which was the middleware between the brand's internal systems and the marketplaces. And as part of that, we also developed another concept, which was about building our own marketplaces, and this was focused on sustainable products and goods. And this was before COVID. So I was part of the founding team. I was also head of marketplace, where I was responsible for the brand concept, and also the partner curation, the business development, and all of this stuff. After that, this was before COVID, and fortunately, COVID happened, and the majority of the brands that we were working on were small artisans and small brands from Asia, US, Europe during COVID. I mean, you understand that was very challenging to navigate. So then I was reached out, and I was hired by GN Audio. This is the parent company of Jabra. These are the headset, the consumer, and the enterprise electronic solutions. I was heading their EMEA marketplace portfolio strategy, where I was responsible for identifying new opportunities, full P&L, also maintaining and growing the current accounts, working with logistics, brands, finance, legal, and all of the different departments in a 5,000 plus organization. After that, I joined my current company, which is also an agency. It's Denso, one of the top five advertising agency worldwide. So in this sub company that we're doing customer experience. So it's also e-commerce. It's not really marketplaces, but it's building and maintaining customer experience for, again, big brands. Also, we're doing some launch digital launches, also digital transformation projects, and there I'm orchestrating and also leading some of those launches and some of those projects in terms of again, alignment between different stakeholders, clear on priorities, resources, project management, program management, and yeah, and
Great.
that.
Thank you very much, Pauline, for walking me through. I wanted to ask also if you can now look back at your experience and try to probably remember a project or a brand that was specifically launched on Amazon and you kind of remember probably was like the challenging one. It was an interesting one. Or you thought that you need a different strategy to move the brand forward. Something that kind of, gets from your experience.
Well, it was so if I can refer to my experience with Jabra, what we did is that I launched the Amazon Renew program, which was challenging because it was a new concept for the brand. I mean, Jabra and all the Danish brands, they're very much focused on sustainability. And within this sustainability piece, the Amazon Renewed project it was a good fit because it aligned on the brand values and also unlocked another stream. What was revenue stream. So what was challenging is dealing with all of the legal requirements that fit within this Amazon Renewed category, because there was special requirements about packaging. There was also some logistic stuff, and also timelines and other seller performance metrics that you have to match. And when you are part of this big organization where you're not that flexible and you are not always the decision maker, so aligning different stakeholders from legal, sourcing the required packaging, making sure that warranty is included in the packaging, and also your return conditions are matching the Amazon return conditions and others. So this all orchestration and aligning all of those different pieces within a challenging time frame. I would say that was one of the challenges and the challenging projects that I recently worked on. But in the end, we launched it. It was good. It was a success, and also show the big business that there is an opportunity there where they haven't discussed that, and also help them build this understanding that marketplaces, not all of your inventory is suitable for each of the marketplaces. So you have to have this strategy. What I'm selling here, what is the purpose of this channel? Are we making actually money, or is just yeah, we're just having traction without contributing to the revenue of the company. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, great. Amazing. Yeah. I also wanted to ask to understand a bit more because you've been for many years in e-com and e-com is
Mhm.
changing, Amazon specifically is changing. So if you would notice some of the changes, let's say that you feel are kind of significant one in terms of how Amazon is operating right now compared to, let's say, 5 years ago, what would you point out and say this is something that you need to take into account if you work with Amazon right now?
I don't work with Amazon right now, but I keep my eyes on what's happening on marketplaces. So, AI, and it is happening there, and having this. So, product data and how you structure your product data has always been like a key thing you need to address when you go to the marketplaces, because of all of the requirements and having the visibility on the marketplaces based on matching all of your product specification, etc., and making your listing compliant so you have extra visibility, etc. And that's always been very important. But now with all of the AI and agentic shopping and is everything product data is becoming even more important. So yeah, that is something that I've been keeping my eye on. And other thing that has changed is back then actually. Um, if you rely just on a very good product data, you were, I mean, the investing in advertising was not always necessary, because you say you're a brand, you have a good optimization, you work with, you're supported by the Amazon account manager, etc. You have some extra visibility. So, like 8 years ago, it was enough for you to surface and to do some good revenue, but that changed. So having a good advertising PPC strategy, it's becoming more and more important. And I think now it's actually easier because when you have the data with all of those AI tools, you can run this data and you can aggregate and you can use this AI to give you some some advices, some strategies, etc. And like 8 years ago, there were just a few tools that you can actually extract that. And I think now it's easier. But if because it's easier, now you have to be smarter because everyone is doing that, and you have to even put more strategy and logic behind on what you're doing. And it's just to have this holistic view, it's not segmented.
Great, amazing. Yeah. I also wanted to ask now if you're going to start to work, or for example, usually when you start to work with a new brand, what are the first things that you usually do to understand what is the brand about, at what stage the brand is, what are the next things that you need to do with the brand, what are the first things that you check, you do to understand what is the current stage of the brand?
I well, it is exactly what you said. So it's basically those stuff. But for me, it's important to understand does the brand have a strategy and how this channel fits into their overall mix of other channels. I mean, will they do? Are they afraid of competing with the .NET? Do they have a product mix strategy? Are they relying on this channel to be just to be there because their products are already there and they want to preserve the brand, or they see it as an additional revenue? Are they aware of the challenges and the specific strengths and weakness of this channel? Are they able to operationally absorb that and also um, to meet the requirements? So it's just understanding what their plan is for this channel. Do they already are the products already there? Who are the competitors? How we match with those competitors? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Also, what are their expectations in terms of revenue and timeline? Because if they have some unrealistic expectation that we'll launch this product on this channel, we won't invest anything, everything will happen organically, and we have like a 5 million target for the first month, is it's very often unrealistic, and someone has to balance their expectations. And I like to, I mean, when I work, I'm a little bit overstretching, so I want to challenge myself, and I want to challenge the team, everyone who is working. But I don't want to make put a figure that looks good on presentation, and everyone knows that this is actually not achievable, but it looks good on this, because then it is a bad dynamic to start with. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, great. Yeah. I also wanted to ask, Lynn, if you have to hire, let's say, an assistant brand manager who's going to work with you on the development of the brand, what are the things that you're going to check that this person definitely knows? What are you going to pay attention to when you're going to hire this person?
So this is a very junior level.
No, it can be middle to senior level, someone who is going to work under your supervision, but like more or less independently.
Um, I would, I don't know. I would check for some basic understanding of the marketplace. If this person has this, do they know how it's structured? Is it just a pure marketplace? Does it have a 1P, 3P? So just this general understanding. It's great if they have 1 to I don't know, 2 years of experience. But for me, it's really important for this person to be curious and to want to learn and want to grow, and also is not afraid of challenges, and also is able to take responsibility, and also feels comfortable when there are unknowns, because I mean, no matter how many years of experience you have, there's always going to be some unknowns and open questions. But if you have this, open attitude, and you're eager to achieve your goals, you are willing to ask questions and learn. I think that's that. Of course, it's great if they have experience with some brands, so go through the process where your account is blocked, is suspended, and you have to deal with that, which is one of the worst things that can happen to you. Or your best-selling listing is deactivated or something like that. I mean, these things happen. So having I don't know, a clear mind, and just being leveled up, and know that this can happen, but then how we can work it out and how we can fix it. And yeah, that would be important for me. But mainly this eagerness to learn and to challenge themselves.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah. So one of the last questions that I wanted to ask is, because now it seems that you're at a good place, it's a big agency and everything, and you've been like for 4 years already, more than 4 years in the business. Why would you consider still changing the company, joining some new team? What is the motivation behind this for you?
Well, big agencies are great, but sometimes things move slow, because you have several layers of approvals, or management, etc. And personally, I do feel better and operate better when I mean, when we move fast and the organization move fast. And that might be, this is why I've said in my message to you that this the hands-on, and the freedom to make your decision, and to take responsibility, accountability, and etc. It's important for me. So maybe that is the reason. Just this is good. It is a big agency, and as a big agency, things take longer than I would prefer to, if
Yeah.
I can say it this way. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, amazing, Paulina. Yeah, so the very last question that I have, I wanted to ask about your notice period. How long is it going to take you to make a transition from one company to another?
I believe it's a 1 month. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's 1 month. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, great, amazing. Yeah, great. I don't think I have